Hi guys, this is a video showing you how to install our 2-2 progressive linkage on Holleys if you want to use the rear carburetor as your primary. When you actuate your linkage, the way the linkage is designed on this, the carb arms don't pull from the front, they pull from the back on this side, unless you run the arms underneath, and there's not room to get them on most intakes. This is on a 2-2 offie intake, and there is enough room on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to mount your primary carburetor on the back, like so, and you're going to put your secondary up front. Your little throttle rod on our base, or depending if you're doing the base, needs to be pointed 45 degrees to the rear from vertical. Same on the long arm. You always leave the screw in the top hole. These other holes are just cosmetic. You don't use those for the linkage adjustment. Okay, so your arm's on, you line everything up. This is your little collar. Now this actuator pin, what you want to do on it is you want to tighten it down until it's snug and just back it off just enough that it'll rotate like that. You don't want it to be sloppy, you just want it to be able to rotate. As this swings through an arch, this has to rotate a little bit. These locking collars will be loose on this shaft. Now there's a couple of different ways to put these locking collars on. If you're by yourself and you want to adjust this is the only adjustment on the linkage right here. This locking collar is just a safety, so that if something should happen, your linkage should slap open, you can kick your foot pedal and knock your secondary carb back closed. It'll work without this locking collar, but this one is the one that actuates your progressive. And the way this works, once you get it on, you're going to run 65% throttle on your primary carburetor and push your secondary open, just like that right there. Now you can pull from the little ball that's on the other side, just like you would if you had stock linkage. You can pull from there, or you can pull from one of these holes here. It doesn't matter which side you pull from, but you've always got to pull from your primary carburetor. Okay, on adjustment on this, what I usually do is I leave this out about an inch from here and set that collar tight. This is the way you do it if you only got one guy, because it's hard to hold them open and adjust it too. Now what you want to do then is you push your throttle wide open and come around on this side and make sure your primary is all the way against the stop and your secondary is all the way against the stop. If it is, then your linkage is adjusted properly. And this is the way it should work from this side. It should 65% open, and then they both should reach wide open at the same time. Okay, this is also a new finish that we're offering on carburetors. It's called textured chromate. I'll pull these air cleaners off to give you a better look at this. If you're wanting a finish that looks original and it's kind of a neutral finish, a lot of guys like the look of the old original chromate. This is a powder coated finish, and if you look at it up close, it's a beautiful finish. It's impervious to gas and oil. You can clean it with brake clean or anything, spray on it and wipe any stains off. It's really nice, and it really gives the carbs a nice finish. So back again on this linkage, pulling this open. At this point, both carburetors should be against the stop. If it's not, you can adjust this collar slightly forward or back till you get both of them against the stop. The quick way to do it is, if you got somebody to help you, you just let somebody hold both of the linkages wide open like this right here. Slide this lock collar down till it touches the roll pin and lock it down, and the linkage should be adjusted. But sometimes it's hard to hold it when it's in the car. You just slide both carburetors wide open against the stops, slide this locking collar down, put your Allen wrench in and tighten it down against the roll, against the actuator pin. And that's the way she should work, pulling it from either side. There you go. I have all these parts online. If you need to order anything, or you need to answer any questions for you, let me know. I highly recommend on these flatheads that you run them on progressive linkage. They run so much better. Your fuel economy is so much better. We make a base conversion kit for this. You use your stock primary base on the primary carburetor. We make a secondary base that's lapped and sealed so that no air goes through it, and that allows you to, so the engine just actually sees one carburetor until you open the second one up. This carburetor just sits here and looks pretty until you're ready for it. If I can help you, call me, Vintage Speed, 772-778-0809, or you can check out our website, our catalog. It's www.vintagespeed.com.